Ready for this big trip?
Can't wait.
Almost I-5 now. How many times have you been to Kenya now?
10. This
10
will be
times.
10.
This is the 10th time. Wow.
Don't get terribly excited anymore. Just kind of, just a little, you know, there's some unknowns.
Sure. Sure.
And
Well,
it's been 9 years. Leave that out.
Pit stop this for Donnie.
yeah.
Ready for Kenya?
It's
Are you?
Totally.
some videos.
Is this going to be narrated?
Yeah, you won't hear our voices right now.
Internet. Is it?
Okay, we're in Frankfurt, Germany now, getting ready to trade planes, but we only have an hour to get there. We're coming off our 777 right now, and they're putting us in a parking lot, not at the terminal, so we got to ride on a bus. Oh, in a second we'll take a look outside. How you feeling? Sleepy? Yes.
Sleepy.
Very sleepy.
Jet lag.
Got buses here.
You get any joy out of that thing? It's over. Is it both of them?
Five 92. 21 hours in airports, 22 hours in airports. We are in Kenya. And this is the line for e-visa right here. We're gonna go through all this now in order to get through.
One. No, not two.
That's one.
That's
Oh,
one.
the whole one.
Yeah. I've got
Oh, you wanted only one
I've got to
piece.
be very careful.
No.
Oh.
Jumbo. So we're on our way from Nairobi to Nakuru to set up for the camp right now. Me, Johnny, and Todd have rested pretty well after this long journey, and we got all the bags and everything set up all in the back and headed for another 3-hour journey. Fortunately, it's a sunny day. It's supposed to be raining. We have a national warning
Heavy rain, huh?
of heavy rain.
There's clouds coming.
So we do have dark clouds coming. Just hoping to get there in one piece.
Take a breath. Hold it.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Rushia and I'm here at Hopewell High School in Nakuru, right here with the director who's drinking Fanta.
Yes.
But he's scared to see the dentist. We have the principal of Hopewell, Susie, the deputy director, Alfred, and Baba, also. Yeah.
We are here.
Yeah.
So now we know.
So we're going to be spending a couple days over here and doing our dental outreach for 311 students actually. It's a beautiful place. I'm going to have the camera go outside with us and show you this beautiful property.
We should be.
So right over here behind me what you can see is these are the classrooms. Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 4. What that means is freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors are over here. On this side, what you can see is their physics lab. And right to my left is going to be their library where our main camp site is going to be. So, looking forward to this couple days.
Step here.
The older kids, they're all 18, so they were asking me about education and what opportunities are in California and all of this stuff. And then he said, I want to take a selfie. And I didn't quite get it. I was like, you want to, or with you? And I said, oh, okay. So they all huddle in and we take a selfie, a couple of them, and then he says, I need your phone. And I was like, okay. So I gave it to him and he turns around and takes a selfie of me and him and then some of the other classmates. So I love it because I'm getting pictures that I couldn't get because I'm helping out in there. So I put the phone down and one of the girls comes over and says, can I have your phone and just take some pictures? I said, sure. I don't know where my phone is right now. I'm sure it's in there, but I've seen 3 or 4 different kids with it. Some of them are videoing, some of them are taking pictures, some of them are doing selfies. I'm going to have so many great pictures that I would not be able to get. So I just said, yeah, take my phone, get some great pictures, stuff that I can't get. I don't know what I'm gonna find.
Aren't these kids the cutest kids ever?
They really are. The little ones who are terrified of me, I want to scoop them up and like love on them. But I'm sure they'd be like, no, it'd weird them out. But no, even the older kids, they're so curious about where we're from, and they really want to talk about jobs and college. It is not what I thought that they would be asking me about. So it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I had to think, well, what can I tell them that they can actually take away and learn and, I don't know, apply? I don't know. It's been really interesting, but these older ones, they're very respectful. I've noticed they are asked to do something, they do it. I don't know. It's been really neat to just watch in just this day. It's not even a full day yet, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the trip and just what goes on.
unique program which has never been seen in our area. It's dental treatment, dental checkup, and generally making friendships. We are so grateful for this and for the Rotarians from Rotary Club of Hanford. This one all together. So thank you so much.
Pull the teeth out, see the patient 5 years later, pull another tooth out. I want to make a change.
I'm gonna ride, ride, ride. I'm gonna ride, ride, ride.
Kennel camp. You take away so much because you realize how blessed we are to just have what we have, and more importantly, how satisfied these kids are with what they have.
Actually, your dental trip here has meant a lot to us. Actually, not only the Hopewellians, but the whole community around here.
The doctors are doing a great job. Yeah, they're the best. They're the best.
And just the kindness of the people here blows my mind away.
Hey, now don't move. Okay. I got
Yeah, I think this was a trial run, so we had hiccups here and there, but now next year we'll be waiting for you in a big way. Yes, yes.
Okay, we are done. All right, take care.
Oh, like everybody tells you what to expect, but you just don't know until you see it. Like there's no words that can describe it.
Wow.
What a trip.
3.5 days of just in it to win it, wasn't it?
It was incredible. You know, it was a little overwhelming at a point, but once you see the reaction of these kids, you know, I mean, a lot of our team members, they just flew in straight to Nakuru. You know, they flew in, next day they're on the bus to Nakuru. They're all jet lagged, they're not even accustomed to the time, and bam, bam, bam.
We throw them into school, let's get to work.
Yep. No one complained.
One of the things that we never talked about in our pre-meetings was help from the students.
Yes.
And immediately we had a team of students that were in there right elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder with us, getting in there, getting the work done.
You know, the first time when we got here, they were all just, you know, waiting outside. They didn't know what to do, you know, and they were kind of shy until we actually had to grab them and say, hey, come in and help us, glove up, you know. And the next day, they could not, they were just like, can I help? How can I help? How can I help? You know?
Yeah, once we unlocked that door, it was wide open and they were ready to help.
And that's what I'm noticing over here is, you know, there's so much reservation that they have that once you unlock that door, it really just, you know, pushes them into a different avenue.
This year we had about 60% of the students volunteer to come and get their teeth done.
I would say 50%.
50%?
Yeah.
I'll bet next year that's not the case.
Oh, no, no, no. You know, I'm not sure if you were inside, but when we're wrapping up, they did not have consent forms, but all the rest of the students wanted to come in to get their teeth cleaned and, you know, get to know us. And we had to actually put a stop because we didn't have any consents, you know?
Yeah.
And I told them, I'm like, I asked you guys the day I got here, 3 days prior to our camp, who wants to go, and none of you guys raised your hands. And now, even asked them a question is, you know, who wants to become a dentist? No one raised their hands. Today, half of the students raise their hands and they want to become dentists.
In our lives, we have big events, you know, babies being born, getting married, and those kinds of things.
Milestones.
Milestones in our life. Us being here, do you feel this is a milestone for these kids in their lives?
Definitely. Definitely. And, you know, this has not happened to them. They get visitors, but no one to stay for this long and bring a change in their life. You know, a lot of them had their first extraction, never had a cleaning, probably the first, you know, real good toothbrush that they own.
Yes.
You know, a lot of the ways that they maintain their oral hygiene is by getting these sticks that have some astringent properties. They chew them, and then they use the bristles as a brush to just brush, and that's it. You know, there's no toothpaste, there's nothing. So for them, it's, I mean, floss was just a big hit. They've never seen anything, you know, like that.
Nope.
They've seen a brush, they've seen a toothpaste, but never a floss. And they were just so excited to use that.
You were tracking some of the patients with their fluoride content in the water, and you were trying to connect the dots. How did that work with some people that had more fluoride staining and others that didn't?
So I was asking them, you know, where are you from? And I was trying to note where they're coming from, what part of Kenya. You'll be surprised. 90% that had that fluorosis problem were from Nakuru itself.
Yes. And that's one of the biggest questions we got is how do I make my teeth white again?
Yes.
And some of them believe that staining was decay, when it's not. It's just staining of their teeth.
That's why education is very, very important. You know, I think that next time when we come over here, I would like to have a full high school assembly to educate them on oral hygiene, nutrition, what is the norm, what is not the norm, and when to go see a dentist.
Well, we were here a couple days early for setup and for prep, and this would be something that would be good, again, if it was done before the team gets here. They have the assembly, and then the next day it starts.
Exactly.
That one day that the team needs to get their jet lag and their bearings down here, and then get them over here. I think it would be a great thing. We can't finish this conversation without talking about one person, Johnny Johnson, and this school and what it means to this school.
Oh, you know, you can just see it. This guy has resurrected. You know, when he came over here, he was just, you know, just mellow, but as soon as he walked in, you can just see that the character that he just became, very involved, very concerned, very, you know, happy of what he has done. And he knows, I mean, one word if I were to say that would describe Johnny would be humility.
Oh my gosh. Think of this. We've seen videos all week long. We've been dealing with these kids all week long, and in the video that we've been playing, we've seen pretty much all the students here. Without Johnny and his wife, could we have had a single video frame from this school?
Definitely not. It would not exist.
It would not exist. Two people in Hanford, California have worked tirelessly with the help of many, many others, but those two have supported this place for over 20 years.
You know, and I think they have another group in Wisconsin. I believe.
Wisconsin, yes.
Yeah, and you know, without this group to do this has been phenomenal. And you know, they retired. They said, "How do we help?" And they made this their baby. You know.
Yep.
And this is what Johnny keeps telling me. He's like, Rishi, you know, he was telling me that he is so thankful that we did this, because a lot of us have a daily schedule. We're not retired. We, you know, I left my two young kids, a year and a 2-year-old, back, closed down my offices to come over here. But you know, it's a life-changing experience. I mean, if you were to put a price on it, it's priceless. You know, and a lot of our team members are normal working people that have dedicated their time on their expense to come over here and make a change. And I am so thankful to have such a great team this time, and hoping to have similar kind of people on our trip next year.
Future trips.
Yeah.
Earlier I talked about milestones in life for these kids and what this event means for them. And I will tell you that this is definitely a milestone in my life.
Oh, I cannot agree enough. You know, speaking of milestones, I remember a couple, you know, graduating and things like that. But having my first child, it was around the same time I joined Rotary Club. And that was a big milestone in my life, you know, becoming a father and holding my child in my hand, you know. And I learned two things at that time. One thing is, my son showed me, you know, the meaning of life. And Rotary, you know, showed me the purpose of life and the purpose of living and giving back.
Community.
Those are the two things that, you know, really changed.
And this is an experience that I will never, ever forget. my gosh, what a wild few days of the most humble and hopeful people.
Yes.
That have nothing but hope.
Yes.
Appreciation. Watching Leah and Kelsey.
Yeah.
And the way they interacted with the girls here, and the way the girls just fell in love with them. Watching Pam and Val doing their thing, and the people coming out with their toothbrushes smiling. Retired teachers like Dean and Barbara teaching oral hygiene, and the way they did it in such a professional manner. I mean, the whole team here, and then you three doctors were just there for the kids, there no matter what, to make sure everything was done right, and then to make this place better than what it was when we got here.
Definitely, we are going to leave a valuable trademark back for them.
I'd love to see in 10 years if any one of these students actually work at one of the dental clinics here. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something, huh?
Yes. You know, they've learned a lot, and right now when we were having our assembly, they learned so many new words. Gauze, curing light. You know, I mean, they were so fascinated by these small things that we take for granted.
Yeah.
You know, and what I feel is, you know, these kids are so hungry for knowledge. You know, and I was surprised of what they know and how much they know based from what they have. They're so limited. They don't have computers. They don't have. Some of them have phones that are half broken. You know, but the knowledge, they are so hungry.
Yes.
And intellectually, I would say they are almost there with the Western countries.
Yep. Yeah.
You know.
Well, to wrap this up, I just want to say that I want to thank you for allowing me to help you.
Thank you.
Put this together. And it is more than I would ever have imagined. And I cannot wait to start planning for next year.
You know, my vision is to give as much back as we can, and it's not possible without a good team and a good, you know, team member like yourself to be helping me and being by my side and doing anything and everything without questions. You know, you're just like, Rishi, I'm there for you. Tell me, how can I help?
Yep.
And I appreciate that, Todd.
No, it's been great. Absolutely great. Thank you.